I know they let Pat Gray sleep in a dumpster at the Blaze. That's okay. Look, I understand why Stu and Glenn don't want to let him in the building. They have to do a show, and they obviously, fixed up part of the basement so he could come in through a small window, do his show, and crawl back out again. The question I have is, why do they roll him before he comes in? Why do they just have? Why do a bunch of people seemingly like rough him up? Not punch him and stuff, but just like manhandle him and fuck him up before he comes in and sits down, like just to wrinkle his shirt and fuck up his hair. Or is it that because he's wearing headphones, he doesn't understand that the cameras work? Now, look, I know what a lot of you are thinking. How dare you? Obviously, we could all learn a lot about clean living and aging well from Pat. But here he is, if I may. Let's get serious. Let's get serious about having fun. Ladies and gentlemen, Pat Gray, with his weird little show in the basement, with his his bullshit Tim Pool guitar that he doesn't play ever. And his little button thing that Stephanie Miller has for sound effects from the 90s, which I used to envy, and now now you got, I
think people saw that loud and clear.
You got all kinds of buttons where we can
Legal, yeah, look.
Know what I mean? So I'm recovering from that last clip. I'll be all right. This is Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris wears her hurricane coat, but has no clue what to do. Well, you tell her, Pat.
Kamala Harris has a new vice presidential crisis jacket. Is that what this is?
She sure does.
Yeah.
Okay.
About trying to look tough.
Let's check.
Oh, God. All right. Real quick. Is the rule on Pat Gray's show that you can only co-host if you look like you have to register when you move and you can't live within 500 yards of a school? There's not a single person on this show that doesn't scream panel van with no windows. But, who am I? I'm probably older than these guys too.
Check that out.
There
it is.
Go.
Wow, that's noticeable too. She made sure that
Got the seal on it.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
she did.
it's a seal of the vice president. I don't know if I've ever seen
Same
the
here.
seal of the vice president.
Well, then, you know what? I know why. I think I know why. Pat, that's because the last vice president you gave a shit about was almost hung by his boss because he wasn't showing enough fealty, and his only job was apparently to stare longingly at Trump's butthole. So I don't even know that he got a nameplate on his desk.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, also, that's the criticism. She's there. She's on the ground going there. Yep. And she's not throwing fucking paper towels at people. She's helping coordinate efforts just like the president was.
isn't that what they? And I don't know if it's the same seal or not, but isn't that the seal that always on the podium? When
Yeah,
she's
it is the
speaking,
same
just
seal.
Like the
Yes, it's
presidential
the
seal,
same
right?
seal. Yes.
Okay, I just haven't noticed it, I guess.
Well, I'm glad we worked all that out. And so the big problem apparently is that there's a woman with that symbol on or near herself. That's going to be the issue. That she has jackets like that all over the fucking place.
Are we sure it's not the good housekeeping seal of approval?
Very well, maybe.
Maybe good housekeeping.
That's by the way, ladies, that one's for you. That's Pat reminding you who gets the good pussy. That's Pat. That's what Pat's saying. Ladies, sure that's not the good housekeeping seal of approval? Uh-huh. Daddy knows.
Being his
seal
What a fucking asshole.
of approval.
Yeah.
I
They've
don't know
just
that she
endorsed
would
her.
actually get that.
I hope not. Agonizing.
Also, could your eyes get redder? Honestly, what do you do? Did somebody put bleach in your Visine? How fucked up do you have? What is that? Is it just maybe you're allergic to something in the Blaze basement?
Then she had a photo op moment before getting briefed in Georgia. Here is what that looked like.
Thank you all. Mayor, I am now listening. Okay.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Thank you for the press for joining us, and now we will excuse you from the room so we can get down to business.
Oh, wait. No, that's not a photo op moment, stupid. Those are video cameras. I know you don't understand that because you're stupid. But that was, they did this, Glenn did the exact same shit. This is them showing the moment between the press conference part of it and the meeting, where they actually got on with the work. They answered some questions, talked about what they're going to do, what they need to do, took some questions from the press, and then everybody left. And then they got down to business, which is what happens at all of these fucking things. The only difference is a brown lady doing it, and that's what makes them mad.
Thank you for the press for joining us, and now we will excuse you from the room so we can get down to business.
Okay, everybody, thank you very much.
Yeah, see,
Head back this way, please.
Okay, that was riveting.
what the fuck is wrong with these guys? I'm seriously, and I don't mean these guys, just the guys on the show. I mean whoever the fuck, if there's anybody that watches this goddamn show. What the shit is that? Right? Now, keep in mind, I would like to say for the record, that this video has about the same number of views as my videos do. But their channel has 2 million subscribers. Let me say that again. I have just over 75,000 subscribers on YouTube. This channel has 2.04 million. So almost 2 million. Yeah. I can't see if that's a 4 or an M. It's very small. It's gray down there because it's very small. And it's yeah. So, but basically a little over 2 million, 40,000, something like that. It has 16,000 views. That's about what my videos get. Ballpark. It varies around. But I have 72 or 75.1 thousand subscribers. Doesn't that seem curious to anybody else? As far as like reach and yes, and 5 comments, right? Yeah, I think it's because my chat room fucking rules and I've got real viewers. And channels that have numbers like mine are actually real channels and everything else is puffery. They just buy a bunch of fucking, like bot view farms in India and Asia and just have them loop the videos for the main shows to puff up those numbers. So all of like Glenn Beck's numbers are probably equal, real numbers are probably equal to what this one gets, maybe a little bigger because it's the flagship show, but not by much, and the rest of it's just horseshit. Just saying, it kind of stands out. Kind of very telling. It shouldn't be anywhere close. Like it should automatically, because they're in the feed, it should just, even if people scan by it and watch a minute of it, they'll get credit for the view. So it should be 150,000 minimum for almost all these videos. With that kind of, if any of them were real. Anywhere fucking close. Now, I can also see why people who watch The Blaze would, like him, throw bleach in their eyes if they had to watch this on the regular too. So there you go. But I just think that part stands out to me. Just saying.
All right.
So she goes to Georgia.
Yes.
Biden goes to North Carolina. I mean, we're just trying to show that we're all involved, all hands on deck.
Yeah. We're taking this seriously.
And Joe showed up in his, parka, with a sleeveless parka, right, without a presidential seal.
There's no such thing as a sleeveless parka, dum-dum. That's called a vest. It's always been a vest. It's not a parka.
Any of that. He did have the seal at the front of the chair he was sitting at when he sat down there when he came in for his briefing. But she gets the seal jacket. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. What the fuck are you talking about? Who gives where they are? They have a jacket with sleeves and a jacket without. If it's too hot, they have a vest. Who gives a shit? It's the president, the vice president. The fuck are you talking about? This is one of those things where, like, if the president has a dinner with dignitaries, suddenly it's a waste of taxpayer money. But if Donald Trump wants to bring his fucking golf buddies over and eat in the middle of the Lincoln bedroom, like on the finest china America has in the Smithsonian, they're like, hey man, he's the boss. He's fucking the real dude.
She's the one.
Yeah.
Right?
She is the one.
She is the one. She might as well be president right now. Because
I mean, it's embarrassing that we don't have a president, really.
We really do have a president. That's why the president was there and the vice president was there. We have a functioning administration that's doing their fucking job.
Really, we don't. And maybe that's a good...
Hold on one second. Somebody's... I don't know if people... We're atheists, now people who false... Okay. Yeah, learn to type, Blue Boy.
thing right now. I don't know, until we can find somebody who can really do a good job with that position. So maybe we should be very thankful for the fact that Joe has effectively abandoned the presidency. And
what are you talking about? He was actually there. They're still negotiating a ceasefire. He's doing work every fucking day. For real. He's just not campaigning anymore, so you guys don't know what the fuck he does. And that's the thing. All right, this is actually very telling. This is kind of... Thank you, Pat, for being such a dumbass. You actually accidentally bring up a good point. That when the president isn't campaigning all the fucking time, we kind of forget about them when they're just doing their job. When they make news by getting to a point, or they seal a trade deal, or they sign a piece of legislation that's meaningful to us, we'll pay attention to it and that kind of stuff. But most of us have lives to live, and we want the government run well by somebody who we trust as far as their decision-making possibility in the long term, and it's working towards long-term goals, and we know that that's actually happening, right? And Biden, because he's not running right now, because all the tension's on Kamala as vice president, Biden's just doing a shit ton of fucking work in his final few months as president to accomplish a lot of the goals that he wants to, and secure his legacy as a president. And he doesn't have to campaign. So these motherfuckers don't know what the president, because they're Trumpies, they don't know what the president does except campaign and sign shit that, by the way, they didn't start. Because, again, Trump's tax break, again, the biggest tax break in the world, was fucking Mitch McConnell's tax plan. He's been around forever. He didn't write it. He didn't think it up. He just wanted to sign one and just give me the biggest. Well, we already have that. We can't pass the biggest. This is the one. This is the biggest we can pass. Okay. That's what that was.
And she's not quite there either because she's out campaigning. So, good.
Yeah, you're right, Fisher. He's not wearing anything on his jacket.
Yeah.
No.
He's not outside, you dumb motherfucker. He is wearing something. He's wearing an American flag pin, and he's got a goddamn seal in front of his podium, like the little table podium he's sitting at. Jesus Christ. Like, these guys, talk about fucking reaching.
Lapel.
No, when he got off the plane, he had his sleeveless...
Yeah, he did.
Right. And he didn't have a suit jacket on like he does for the fucking meeting. The hell are you guys on about? This is so odd.
vest on or whatever.
By the way, when the fuck did Pat Gray and these other, like, basement dwellers fucking become the fashion police? Because that's really what this is, like... We're halfway into this clip about Kamala wears a hurricane coat, has no clue what to do. And all we're hearing about is what they wear or are allowed to wear as far as the symbols that are on them for the jobs they actually hold, that they were elected to do.
There was no seal or no FEMA on it, no president on it, nothing. It was just an old man in his parka.
Parka.
Wearing a parka in 80-degree heat?
Yeah.
All right.
Not a parka. He called it a parka because he is a parka. Like, literally, that is his genus and species. Parkatus.
It was sleeveless.
Well,
so
you know,
it cooled down.
the elderly do tend to get cold.
Cold.
I know that for myself. So
That's
you got to
why
bundle
wheel
up.
them out in the sun.
Yep, you want to
That's why
bundle
you
up.
wheel them out in the sun. But we found out that Biden is working hard getting people 50 Starlinks out there.
Yeah, while Trump has lined up 300 already.
Yeah, I mean, and Elon has sent over 1,000 already.
Yeah.
Just to
Just to be a mensch.
help with and admonishing fees. We're not just use them.
Oh, you mean the Starlink that he puts up in the air using NASA's landing and takeoff pads and his government contracts to get them in the air? You mean those things? Right.
But Kamala yesterday she told us how much she's going to help the individuals.
Oh, this is the $750 direct infusion payment, as if that's the only thing they're doing. They're doing all the stuff you normally do and that
were harmed in this storm, and they're just opening up the wallet.
Cut 12.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met, such as food, baby formula, and the like. And you can apply now for anyone who's watching this who has been affected.
Wow, they're going to provide
has included. Right. Thank you. Yes. Included. On top of. Along with. In addition to. You lazy fucks.
generational wealth for
Yes.
the
Thank
people
you.
affected.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Generational wealth.
Yeah, they're going to hand this. You're going to hand this down to your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren. This $750.
Yeah, this, by the way, this dig is so fucking lazy, but it's you have to understand, it's a necessary lie to carry this bullshit about how we gave $1 billion to immigrants that should go there. Not that Congress allocated more funds to the specific fund that deals with immigrant housing and support during a spike in the number of people that were here. Never mind that. That was extra money allocated by the Congress for that. This money, however, ran out because Congress didn't allocate enough and Republicans voted against it. They're also not, convening again so that they can add funding to the necessary money to pull for FEMA.
Will be in your family forever. Forget about it. None of you probably have to work ever again.
Never.
$750. Whoa.
Yeah, the amazing part is that you guys think that's it. Well, actually, I don't. Here's the thing. Pat's that stupid. Pat is, he's not as good a bullshit artist as Glenn is. Glenn's stupid, too. Stu is terrible at it. Stu, bless his heart, is accidentally honest a lot of the time. And when he's lying, it stinks. You can tell. It's really, he's very bad at hiding it. Glenn's a little better at hiding it, but he's mostly stupid. Pat is a fucking moron, and he might actually think this is true. But the other guys that work with him in his show know it isn't. They know that's not all that was given. They know that that's on top of a bunch of other assistance. They know that specific cash handed out to somebody just if they need to go to the store right now because their bank card doesn't work or whatever to buy baby formula and stuff like that right fucking now. And it's, they get it right away. They know this. Whether Pat knows it or not is a question, but since it's his responsibility to know it before he fucking talks about it, he's an asshole.
I know.
That is, if I'm not mistaken, the exact sum they provided the victims of the fire in Hawaii. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to send you $750.
Which they just reported was an accident, by the way. It got started. It was a power line accident.
Yeah, I saw that.
By the
That's
way,
great.
in
By the
Maui.
way, yeah.
So, side note. Plus, also,
And so it wasn't Jewish space lasers. It was an accident because of a power line. Gee, it's almost like we need better regulations in terms of power lines and power companies to make sure something like that doesn't happen because of the catastrophic effect it had on people's lives.
I mean, I was looking at this breakdown. We give over $1 billion, almost $2 billion to Ethiopia, $1,600,000 to Jordan,
Okay.
$1,400,000 to Egypt.
Wait, we're giving $1.6 billion to Jordan?
$1.1 billion to Afghanistan.
By the way, a lot of this is military aid, and the money we give to Afghanistan, that started under Trump and stayed. It's been going this entire time, and it's mainly for like food aid, so people don't starve to death. But fuck Jesus, I guess, is what they're trying to tell you.
$1 billion to Somalia, $1 billion to Yemen, because Yemen. 987.
Well, our close
million.
personal friends in Yemen really deserve that money, right?
987 million.
To fight back against the Houthis, who are trying to stop all shipping going through the Red Sea, who are firing on civilian ships, and the Yemenis were working with them because the Houthis are the actual enemy in this situation. Yeah, maybe.
The Congo, 896 million to Syria, and it says here on this report 9,000 per illegal immigrant that has entered the U.S. And I would venture to say that it would be more than that, really. But
yeah, obviously you believe every other number on their sight unseen, but that one's got to be a lie. Seems way too low.
Okay, but thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. And you're welcome.
Thanks for the
You're welcome.
$750.
Sure.
Okay, hold on one second. Let's see. Let's see. Sorry. Let's go. Make it more specific. 2021, okay, FEMA's for $10 million for the first 3 years. FEMA's disaster budgetary relief fund. Let's see. Let's go to here. Go to this. And we'll go to... Let's see, relief on monthly reports. State disaster funding and Biden knows FEMA spending. Okay, here we go. This would be in just real quick, couple of things. One is this. This is from 2021. Biden doubles FEMA spending that prepares for climate disasters. In a visit to the Federal Emergency Management Agency's headquarters on Monday, President Joe Biden announced he would add $1 billion to the budget, agency's budget aid in communities preparing for natural disasters such as climate change, worsens the storms and wildfires that hit the United States, and extends their season further into the year. Now is the time to get ready for the busiest time of the year for disasters in America. This is 2021. Did the same thing in 2022 and 2023. They did this every year. They keep doing it. And no, FEMA isn't giving people impacted by Hurricane Helene just $750. A FEMA disaster relief program does offer victims $750, but it's not FEMA's only program. Hurricane Helene survivors can apply for many others. Hurricane Helene made landfall as massive. Okay, hundreds remaining missing. Here we go. Let's see. Some people on social media have argued that the federal government isn't doing enough to help. A post viewed over 12 million times on X claims Americans who have lost everything to Hurricane Helene will be getting just $750, courtesy of FEMA. Similar. Okay, the question, is that the case? No. False. What we found. In one form of disaster relief assistance offered by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA does provide people with $750 to be used for food and essentials. However, disaster victims can also apply for and receive multiple other forms of assistance. One type of assistance that is often approved quickly after you apply is serious needs assistance, which is $750 to help pay for essential items like food, baby formula, breast feeding supplies, medication, other emergency supplies. FEMA says its rumor response webpage, there are many other forms of assistance you may qualify to receive once you apply for disaster assistance. As your application continues to be reviewed, you may still receive additional forms of assistance for other needs such as temporary housing and home repair costs. Serious needs assistance was one of the 2 new disaster relief programs FEMA began offering this year after it added new benefits and made it easier for disaster survivors to apply for help. The other new program is displacement assistance, which pays for a victim's hotel or motel stay while they work on their long-term housing plan. FEMA, this also is part of the response to the wildfires in Hawaii. FEMA offers many other programs for disaster relief beyond just these 2 programs, some of which include home repair replacement assistance, rental assistance, personal property assistance to repair or replace things like appliances and computers, medical and dental assistance to cover the cost of disaster-related injuries, funeral assistance, and child care assistance. People can apply for disaster relief through disasterassistance.gov, the FEMA app, a disaster recovery center location, or by calling them at the number 1-800-621-3362. On October 4th, FEMA announced it has provided $45 million in relief thus far. This includes 23 million people in Florida, 17 million in housing and other types of assistance to people in North Carolina, and 4.5 million to people in South Carolina. While many on social media claiming it's not happening, blah, 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 and it's not enough, the recovery needs, and blah, blah, blah. And between 1992 and 2021, nearly 3/4 of the disaster relief funds money has come from supplemental appropriations. According to the Nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, that would be why they want to, pull people back in and have the Congress add more money supplementally. They keep doing it. This is because, quite frankly, 2016 to 2020 was the most expensive 5 years of hurricanes we've ever experienced. Just saying. And this was FEMA reforming individual assistance. Let me stretch this out. New benefits and streamlined processes to help disaster survivors. We made major changes in our individual assistance programs to address historic challenges faced by disaster survivors. These include flexible funding provided directly to survivors when they need it most, expanded eligibility for people to help people recover faster, simplified application process to meet survivors' individual needs, easier to navigate websites to apply for assistance in transitional shelter. Here's the flexible funding, expanded eligibility. There's the stuff on here. Simplified application process. They come to you. Remove barriers for late applicants, simplify the process for appeals, streamline temporary housing assistance applications. There's a one-pager on the whole thing. You can listen to a podcast about it. Enhance FEMA disasterassistance.gov and transitional sheltering assistance websites, all here. Improving the transitional sheltering assistance website. There it is. And then you can go to the TSA locator site. Need to find where you got to go? Enter your FEMA registration number. They'll give you one when you've filled out your thing, and then they'll show you where to go. Search for a hotel. Call the hotel before you go, and they will cover the cost of room, taxes, and pet fees. That's right. FEMA, beyond the $750 cash they're giving you, they will cover your hotel stay until you're able to arrange for long-term, living conditions. Because this, ladies and gentlemen, is what giving a shit looks like. Unlike our dear friends over at the Blaze, who couldn't give 2 shits about anything. Least of all, each other or people who are the victims of any kind of emergency, including those that are climate related, because they definitely can't even allow themselves to pretend they give a fuck about that. That said, thank you guys for being here for a wonderful show. If I do say so my damn self. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. Patreon.com/Hal Sparks. And don't forget the Hal Sparks podcast, mega worldwide. Get my subscription numbers up in any way you can. If you do a podcast, if you're on Apple Podcasts, you can go find it and then just click on it and subscribe to it, and that would really help. and get Ron off my back by people liking the show and listening to it. And it's one of the other ways I could pay for the show without hiding anything behind a paywall, which I refuse to do. So to our wonderful guests tonight, who all have a lot in common. Pat Gray, that fucking cretin that sits next to him all the time, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't even want to look because it means looking him up, and it's Alex Jones and Anna Kasparian, who, insofar as I know, are the same person, and are on the same sexual attractiveness scale, because I fall in love with souls. And if you don't have one, that said, I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. Thank you, Big Hook, and everybody. That's just wonderful. Hold on. I don't know that I have a cat right outside the door, but I will check because we've had such a good time tonight. I feel a responsibility. There's a chance that Chip, he's been sleeping upstairs, but there's a chance he might be on the stairs, and I will go look. Let me see. Yeah, Alex and Anna need a show together. Nope, sorry. They're all upstairs and they're all surrounding Summer, and if I run in there, they will be uncomfortable. So we will have another kitty tomorrow night. I will arrange for a kitty. We'll see if we can get Molly down here. She takes the most work. That's a lot. I have to wait until she has to poo, because this is the big time, folks. I want you to know this. I'm big time, all right? And my office, where I do this show, the green screen right here, which only goes so far, is right next to where the cats go poo. And sometimes, if they're really into it, I can hear it, and sometimes during the show, smell it. So if there's ever a time where you're like, geez, he seems like he's pausing a lot, it's because I'm afraid I'm either having a stroke or we need to change Murphy's food. But again, to Alex Jones, a hearty and wholehearted fuck you, you garbage piece of shit, and I cannot wait till your desk goes up for auction.